everyone. Welcome to my Personal Finances Podcast, episode 30. We're going to talk about professionals and finances in the new normal. I'm grateful to have two professionals at the same time on the show today. We have Melissa, the lawyer, and also Dr. Han, the yeah. Welcome to the show.
Hi
Hi,
everyone.
Melissa.
Hi,
Hi.
Hi, Dr. Han.
Hi,
All
Dr.
right.
Han.
Hi, Catherine. Thank you, Catherine.
Right. For the benefit of our audience, could you please briefly introduce yourself? Maybe we can start with Melissa first.
Oh, sure. I'm Melissa from Melissa Lim and Associates. I'm a law firm owner. My law firm is a boutique law firm in KL. Back to you, Kat.
And for Dr. Han?
Hi, everyone. I'm a family medicine specialist. My clinic is in City Alam, EcoSoul Clinic. So I'm happy to be here. Thanks, Stephen and Catherine, for inviting me to this show.
Thank you. Welcome to the show. Well, let's
Thanks.
just start with, we all know that we've been on this MCO and CMCO for 70 over days now. So how has this pandemic and this whole new normal affected your work and your business?
Dr. Han.
I thought first. Okay, fine. Well, obviously, I'm having the same problem with many people. The visitors, the clients has dropped, that's for sure. Even people think that, doctors, you open a clinic, your patient will still come. The fact is, it does affect a lot. I think we see more than 70% drop.
Wow.
Almost that. Yeah, because people at the beginning of the MCO, people are afraid to come, even though they're sick, or even if they have regular follow-ups. They are afraid to get infected. They're afraid to go out. So even when after like 2 months, they try not to come unless they think it's urgent. But they didn't know that those chronic disease like diabetic hypertension, they still have to be followed up. So we see a significant drop in business. And if it's simple fever, sometimes they just go straight to the hospitals when they used to come to the clinic. They're afraid. So
Wow.
we're quite affected as well.
Going to clinic, they go straight to hospital when they are sick.
Depends if those who are at the hot red zone, those that still have cases, they go to the hospitals. Some of them, they come to the clinics. Yeah, we see a significant drop. That's for sure.
Wow. Okay. And what about your Melissa?
From the legal field, I think this is two categories of people. One is from the lawyers and one is from our clients. So from our clients' point of view, some of them, because there are a lot of people who say that legal field is something that is very bulletproof sort of way, because they think that everyone will have, for example, during recession, people are not able to pay their debts. So there will be a lot of debt recovery methods. Yeah, but the fact of the matter is there are companies who have debts, or who have debtors, but they are unable to have that cash flow to actually continue with the litigation matters, and they are afraid to get legal advice because they think that legal advice is very expensive. So they are afraid to come to us and talk to us about how to actually recover debts in a more cost-effective way, which there are ways to do that, but they are a little afraid to come to us right now. And at the same time, I think from the legal profession point of view, we are a little traditional before the MCO. So previously, it is always walk-in and face-to-face meetings. So because people are unable to get out of their house now, they are unable to look for a lawyer and get advice from the lawyer if they want to as well. So one good thing that I've seen is that there are a lot of progress that is being made by the law firms and also by the judiciary in order to increase access to justice, increase the access for people to access us as lawyers, and for people to access the courts as well. So I think there are good and bad.
I see. So, like for both of you, like what have you done to actually adapt or thrive in this new normal, especially for your business and also work that is so affected now? Shall we
For
start with-
doctors, yeah, I think for doctors, we are definitely moving slightly faster. We already adopted the telemedicine. Right. I think many of the doctors are already going into online appointments. So, and also telemedicine, teleconsultations, be it chat or teleconferencing, FaceTime, phone consultation. We have been doing it all this time. But of course, the other thing is because it's not something that we used to do as a doctor. We usually have to examine the patient, see the patients face to face. So now we have to adapt to this new normal. And one of the things we are a little bit worried is about, you see patients FaceTime, you can't really touch the patient. So what about if you need to examine the patients? So we have a lot of things need to sort out, and we are glad that we do get some guidelines from our professional bodies. And I'm lucky to be family medicine specialist actually, because in our postgrad training, we do have training for phone consultations. So I think we're a little bit more prepared when it comes to teleconsultations, because we have been trained to do that and know where is our limitations. But the adopting this new technology, new teleconsultation norms by the patients has not been very, very encouraging. So I think most of our patients who needs to follow up are elderly. So if you want them to start using their phones and chat with you, book online, is a little bit difficult. They'll prefer to just call you up and knock, are you free to talk? And they'll just talk to you like that. So yeah, it's going to take some time.
Yeah, exactly. If it's for somebody who are very tech savvy, I'm pretty sure it's very easy. I mean, for the young ones, like they can easily just go online, search a clinic, and then start like booking online on your website. That's easy. But for elderly, I think they probably need help from like their children or yeah. Right.
And
And
if there's glitches in the internet connections, for the elderly, they doesn't know what to do next.
yeah,
So
then like
so that's some.
I believe like the for first half an hour or even more, you spend the time like actually giving them like a technical consultation and things like how to actually set up their laptop or set up their video call and all these things, right? But I
So
believe
that's
you
why
have
yeah. So I see a slow adaptation for the pre-existing patients who are elderly for this new technology. Younger patients, they're already going to the platform for chat. Some of the apps in the market, they already have chat. So I'm in one of them as well. So yeah, we do get chats, especially for COVID-related diseases. We are providing free chats. So
just for
that
normal consultation.
normal consultations, depending, some has to be paid, some don't. If you want
Oh,
professional advice, then you have to pay.
I see. But they can actually like just get a free consultation on like um, just some checking on whether they actually get infected or not, like just basic questions. You have that as well,
Basic
or
question, yes. We have support. Actually, it's part of a social support, because
mm,
there's a lot of questions. And rather than you go everywhere else asking non-professional, you must just ask one of us. So we would rather provide you free chat than, you have 1001 funny ideas that come out later on, can ginger cure COVID, that kind of thing. Then you better ask
exactly.
us.
Or warm
So,
water.
yeah.
Yes. I see so many like people like just send a spread around like videos or like very long messages of like how to actually cure COVID-19. Like they are just professionals, but we don't even know where are the sources of all these messages. Like we have no idea who is this person, who wrote it, or whether it's actually valid or not. No, it can be
Yeah.
kind of scary.
Especially on the latest guidelines. For COVID guideline, I would say guidelines 2 days ago is considered old, because they keep changing. Look at my head, keep changing. uh, so yeah, I always get a lot of questions. So those questions you better directly ask me, rather than you go all around, and then after that
Yeah.
you do the wrong test, get the wrong information. Yeah, it does make a lot of difference.
Yeah, I believe like you mentioned, like because like I heard that the virus keep changing, like keep evolving. Like so
Yeah.
articles that even come from like reliable sources, like few weeks ago, it can be not valid right now, right? Because of the
Yes.
changes.
It's the only time in my entire medical life that guidelines, last week is considered very old guidelines. You have to find new ones.
Yeah, it's definitely
How
something
do
that
you
we have.
deal?
Yeah, go
Sorry,
ahead,
can I
Melissa.
ask a question? Yeah. So how do you deal with patients who need to have that physical inspection before you give the diagnosis or advice or something?
Okay. Guidelines for doctors as well. We usually provide teleconsultations for our pre-existing patients most of the time. Okay, because we know them, we know their disease, we know their medications history, so it's a lot less likely to have problems because we know them already. So, and generally, patients who call in for teleconsult, they understand the limitations because they're our regular patients. So they're most likely going to call us up just for something very simple, like, okay, doc, you prescribed me this medication last week and I feel a bit unwell with this, a bit nauseous always, and a problem. Usually that kind of consultation will take place. For new patients or new diagnosis, when you're presenting with the new symptoms, most of the time they don't go online. They don't ask us on teleconsultations. They already know the limitations. So if it's a new questions online, generally is asking for wellness advice or nowadays COVID related questions like, okay, doc, I have fever. Do I have to be screened for COVID? You see, you don't really need to physically examine the patient at this point. You probably want to ask a few questions. Do you have any contacts? Have you been to any of the red zones? Have you been in contact with the confirmed patients and things like that? So give advice accordingly, and then you will say, okay, then this is where you go. You go to the hospital for the test, or you can just visit your regular doctors for normal checkups. So up until that point, you can tell online. You don't really need to examine the patient. Yeah. Yeah. So, but if you're coming with completely new symptoms, like, okay, now I have a tummy ache, what do I do? Most of the time, we will still ask you to see us physically because we need to examine you and check you out.
So
Other than
the
like,
sorry,
yeah, go
Catherine.
ahead. Go ahead, Melissa. Go ahead, go ahead.
So just now you talked about the teleconsultation, right?
Mhm.
What's the adoption rate right now? Is that because we see things like doctor on call and things like that?
Yeah.
So how about for specialized GP like yourself?
I mean, you mean doctors adopting this technology
Mm,
or patient or doctors?
doctors,
I
yeah.
don't know. I don't know the adoption rate. Actually, I don't know how many doctors are actually doing that. But from those that I joined, quite a lot of them are in. I'm sure the doctors are also embracing this technology. We recently had some webinar with the professional bodies, and they did give us some guidelines on how to carry on because, like, telemedicine has been around for many years. It's just that because of this COVID, it becomes in the limelight. Now everybody has to
It's
do
like
it.
it's an unlucky
Yeah,
lie, isn't it?
yeah. It's like you have to do it. You
Yeah,
have no choice. You have to do it. Last time we
true,
used to
true.
be, well, you have a choice. You can just walk to your nearest doctor. No,
Yeah.
now,
Yeah, I
yeah.
think that's the same as the legal profession as well. Like there are a lot of
Mm,
things that for example, like you said about the meeting doctors face to face, right? That's what lawyers do as well. But because of the COVID-19, we go towards more towards the tech adoption as well. A lot of video calls, a lot of even our judiciary recently have our very first online hearing. So and it's hosted on YouTube. So this I think yeah, this COVID-19 is actually an unexpected ally to tech, I think.
Okay.
So,
Right.
can I ask Melissa a question? So, for law firm, what are your concerns for adopting this new technology? Like our concern for doctors is we can't physically examine the patient. So, we as a profession, we need to know our limitations when we do that. So, how about law firm?
Law firms, it's I think it's very funny because of course as lawyers we work mainly on documents. We all we need is your documents and then we produce the documents and then we will be able to advise you about your legal standing and what is your next step. But most of the time, I mean before the MCO, most of the time this happened in face-to-face meetings. But of course, right now, because we cannot have these face-to-face meetings anymore, there are law firms who have not adopted that, who are unable to communicate with their clients, even their existing clients, because first of all, maybe they are unable to access their files because their files are in the office, and we only had, I think, about a day and a half warning before the first day of MCO. So yeah, so there was a problem. Yeah, there's a problem bringing the files from the office to the home, even if you want to work from home. Delegating the files as well, because most of the time we work in huge teams of people. So that is one of the problems with for lawyers to deliver their services and to communicate with their clients. I think another problem would be the clients giving documents to us too, because if, for example, there are a big corporation, the documents will be everywhere. It could be from this department A, B, C, right? And they will need to get all these documents to us before we can proceed. So if they have not digitalized their company as well, basically we can't move to, because we don't have the documents from them. So that is these are the two prevailing problems that I see in the legal field. Other than that, I see a lot of efforts made by the judiciary and the government to step up, in this tech adoption, so that the public and law firms can access them. For example, our LHDN, our land office. So the biggest problem right now, I think, is tech adoption in the law firm and clients as well.
Yeah, it's very interesting. I guess like this is a probably once in a lifetime, or that it doesn't happen often. It's something that is totally new for all of us. Doesn't matter which profession, like which professional, which industry you're from. So like I guess everybody just have to like learn and be patient, learn to adapt to the new normal. For example, like you mentioned, like all these hard copies, like documents, it will take time to actually process. We have to work around with scan copy or digital signature, or people just have to, we have given no choice to actually learn and to move everything to technology now.
I do think that we can take this as an opportunity, so that all of us, because everyone is forced into this same situation, so we can actually move forward together, right? Because you cannot now say that, oh, you want to meet me face to face, and if I say no, it would be considered rude previously. But now you can't say that it's rude, because nobody can go out anyway. So I think it's a very opportunity for everyone to progress together.
Yeah. I do think that it's not something that is exactly temporary now. I think moving forwards, like things will definitely be different. Like now that we have learned to actually like do things even when we cannot see each other, cannot go outside, just do everything from home. It's a game changer. Like from now that we have learned this, we go through the pain. We can actually just um change from there and then get everything done from home. I think this is a time where everybody just realize that no, these are the things we need. You see, like I can actually get this done without getting out of my house. Right? Previously, we just have so many excuses. Oh, I cannot do this. Let's just meet next week because I cannot
Be
get to that.
there.
Yeah, right.
So the
now we
next
have
question would be, do you want to get out of your house to do something or not?
yeah. There's also saying that for at times like this, for people who are extroverts, they really suffer.
Oh,
Yeah, right. But for
yeah.
there are even
Those
like
who have
cases.
kids,
Oh my
those who are with kids, really want to get out.
I know. I guess this
I'm
is
okay. I'm still working.
yeah, I understand. Like for mothers, I can see like living with my sister and my niece. I can see there are times when my sister just totally understand. Okay, now I understand why I'm paying so much to the childcare. We kind of realize that is a need. No, we need to send our kids to childcare so that they can play with their friends. So that
Yeah.
mothers can have their own time. All these things.
For me personally, I miss going to court. I know I talk big about online hearing and things like that, but I really do miss going to court.
I know, right? Yes,
And
I'm
I
pretty sure
think,
there's so many things that we miss. Yeah, go ahead.
Yeah.
yeah. And then I think the economy is not just because patient doesn't want to come to clinic. I think some of them are really hard hit by the economic as well. So they can't even come
Yeah.
and pay us for simple 20, 30 ringgits medication, I believe that's probably that also affects.
Yeah,
So
exactly.
it's everybody.
Yeah, I think right now, even for law firms, like I said, companies who have debts to recover, they rather keep that money and save it for other things, maybe to boost sales, marketing, rather than to recover the debt. So that's one of the, I think, financial problem.
Yeah, and the
Oh
construction
my
side,
goodness.
the security guard side, they have to do COVID testings for their staff before they're allowed to start business. Actually, that's very costly. Honestly, I don't really know why I spend so much, but it's required. So
Yeah,
it's
of
actually
course.
very costly.
I'm pretty sure like for times like this, that's when we realize it's not just that our work, the way we work has totally changed, or we are definitely affected like financially as well, whether it's
Yeah.
personal, whether it's your business, your work and all this. So now it comes to the question like what are the money tips that you have learned like during this period of time? You want to go first?
Melissa?
I'm not very good with numbers, guys. I think first of all, we definitely need to have a war chest to always save for a rainy day. And this is like a storm right now. It's not even a rainy day anymore.
Yeah.
So first of all, I think the very first, very biggest lesson to be learned right now is you gotta have your own savings for rainy days or storm like these. Number two is I think to identify exactly which I don't know category of investments that you can put in. For example, like I said just now about companies saving, they are doing pay cuts, they are doing retrenchments and things like that because they need that money to to put in other assets in order to make more money. So I think that is one thing that we have to look into as well. So that's that two thing that I've learned in 2020.
That's great. And what about yourself, Dr. Han?
A few things. One thing is always diversify your investment. You just not just keep money, but you invest in things that can generate a little bit of passive income. If you don't know how to do so, like me, just marry someone who can do so. I decided about.
And for those who can't get married, who is not married right now, go to MyPF.
Yeah, I didn't expect that because I was actually thinking like no the right after you
No,
say like
I'm
if you
just
don't know how
joking.
to
The
do it.
marine part is just a joke. Okay, all right. I
No,
mean,
no,
find
no.
someone who can guide you how to do it.
I'm
Because
gonna
if
try to tip.
yeah, you can find someone, even if you're a good friend, your best friend. That's one. Number two, learn more skills. That's what I realized how I can survive during this COVID time when the sales in the clinic actually plunges, so low. And I realized a lot of things I'm doing on my own. And because I don't need people to do IT for me, I do my own accounts. And a lot of things I can do on my own. So I don't need an extra clinic clerk. So there's one less salary. Yeah. So when you have a few things on your own, then you sort of like cut down some of the nitty gritty thing, especially running a small clinic like me. A big company, maybe you need more people. So yeah, so if you really at home now, since you're really at home, nothing to do, you pick up an extra skills. I find that learning few skills cross discipline will really help you next time when you start your business back. You cut down quite a bit of cost. That will be my financial tips, I think.
Wow, that's a very, very good point. Like, not just that you learn new skills, but also you cut down your costs, like the unnecessary costs that you can actually avoid. These are the things that, now that we are stuck at home.
Yeah.
Wow, thanks for the comment, Ping. Right, exactly. Right now is the time where we actually really look into things that we actually need, things that those who actually just want, we think we need them, but we actually don't. These are the times we actually sit down and then table out, list down things that what you can cut, how you can actually cut costs. right? And also like the point that Melissa mentioned, like cash reserve is very, very important. Maybe you always talk about, save enough money, save up like funds that can sustain you for at least 3 to 6 months. Now is the time it shows that this is the time where you really, really need to use your emergency fund, and nobody like expected this to happen, right? If you actually have it, whether it's for your own personal or it's for your business, if you have this cash reserve, like just sit there, basically you have way more peace. You don't have to worry so much. You don't panic, right? Okay, so thanks. So
And
we should.
just another note, since I'm in this topic about healthcare as well, so let me do a bit of duty about advising health.
Yeah.
Another thing is actually to keep yourself healthy, because you really don't want to get sick this time and get into hospital. It's going to be very costly. So do support our specialty GPs. You know why? Because if you have your general health taken care well, you have less emergencies, you have less problems as you age. So many people don't see that. So they come to us when they already have some problems, which is very difficult to reverse. So actually, regular follow-ups for your chronic health, your diseases to be well controlled, is actually very important. And during this COVID time, is what I worry most is that those patients with chronic diseases who needs to be followed up either didn't turn up for those appointments, and they might come back a few months later with something worse. You have a sugar running up, you have your blood pressure running up, you might come up with strokes and heart attack, which is going to cost you more. So despite all this NCO, I think that my biggest advice is keep yourself healthy. If you need to see the doctor, please go and see the doctor. Don't just keep it at home or order medication online only.
So I guess
Because
that is the big audacious habit that you wanna, bring out to our the audience. That is that one thing they should do, right? Don't sit on their problem. Get yourself
yeah,
a lot of
don't sit on it and then come to us like 3 6 months down the line. It's very late, and it's going to cost you a lot more.
Yeah. Don't
Yeah.
just sit there and think that you have this problem and then just wait until things get better, right? Just,
Yeah, actually, that's the same with the legal field as well. A lot of people come to us. Like I said, I miss going to court, and the reason why we go to court is because there are problems, and you come to us when you are in big trouble, and we will have to untangle that mess, and that will definitely cost you more. But if they have prepared themselves from the very beginning, if you have a very well drafted agreement, you have a very well prepared procedure, then it would significantly cut down the mess that we need to untangle, and you could probably recover your debt faster. And I think Malaysians are always very adverse to legal services for some reason. That is why, like Dr. Han said, they are willing to provide free medical advice, because that is exactly what the public need, and that we do that for law as well. We have free legal advice, we have free legal clinics, we have free legal aid centers. So I would urge them to go search for all these things before they enter into any type or any sort of relationship with any entities.
Yeah, that's right. That's why I'm asking Melissa here to draft online agreement for me before anyone, engage us in telemedicine and face conferencing. But I think that's important for them to really consent to the limitations
Yeah.
when we do face consultation. So yeah,
Especially
that's what I
overseas
did. Ask
right
her
now.
to help. She's not very expensive, It's it's affordable,
And we also need medical help, medical help and financial help.
Yes,
Yeah.
exactly. In fact, the advice is the same like to all profession, like
Yeah.
even for financial planning related as well. Like we always advise clients to not sit on their problems. There are a lot of people that are shameful about the debts that they've been having, or all the financial mistakes that I've made. They just sit on it thinking that I don't want to talk about it. Like it will get better. I'm just gonna keep working. But things are not gonna get any better if you don't just take action and then just do something about it. Right? So,
Yeah, that's right. That's why I'm asking Melissa here to draft online agreement for me before anyone, engage us in telemedicine and face conferencing. So yeah, that's what I did. Ask her to help. She's not very expensive,
Yeah.
Yes, exactly. In fact, the advice is the same like to all profession, like even for
Yeah, if you don't change something, how do you expect
Mm.
the result to change, right?
Exactly.
Exactly.
Classic code.
Yeah.
Classic code.
And see,
Yeah.
free financial education as well. We have free in all three, but yeah, so I definitely urge the public to Google about all these things that they need. And then,
Mm-hmm.
all of these are available
Yeah.
online.
Yep. Go
And
and
then
just
to
engage with
help,
professionals.
yeah, and to help us as well, both government side and private sides, try to use online queue system also and make appointments, especially in the government side. I really pity my friends there. It's very packed. And then if you are not very
Right
urgent,
now,
mm,
right now.
yeah, because like those chronic diseases, they pop
Yeah.
by. You already have a lot of cases on COVID which they have to handle. So, but doesn't mean that diabetic hypertension doesn't have to be treated. So,
Yeah.
if you're not urgent, it's best for you to take an appointment so we can stagger it out, so you don't get a very big crowd.
Yeah.
And yeah, the same thing with the private as well. Though we are not having a lot of patients now,
No matter what, like online appointment is very important, right? Like instead of
because we can spend quality time for you, even in the private. We spend quality time for you because you bring appointment, so we know, okay, you are coming. We spend that time rather than you suddenly pop by maybe 10 patients.
and
Though
not
I'm
And
just
not so
that.
lucky nowadays in my
I
clinic lah, very empty, huh?
But I think it's probably safer as well, right? Because when
Exactly.
if you give appointment tickets, then you will be able to limit how many patients enter
Yes,
that particular space,
yeah.
especially at this time. Yeah.
Yeah, it makes you feel safer also because when you come, you know that at any one point in time, the clinic there's only a few of you, so it's also very easy for us to maintain safe distancing between the patients as well.
Yeah. It's not just safer for the patient themselves, it's also safer
Mm.
for the other people, like doctors like yourself and nurse and
Nurse, yeah.
or
Mm.
all the staff there. You're gonna be responsible, and then just even though you might think that a lot of people think that no, I'm healthy, I don't have to worry about this disease, but think for other people, think about your loved ones, other
True.
people's family and friends.
Yeah.
Right. Okay. Very, very good advice from the two of you. Thank you for that. So, should we move to the random question game? So how
Oh,
it
sure.
works is
Oh,
so how it works is that
oh,
it's
is
a
there such a
generate
thing?
yes, there's such a thing. So the how it works is that we have a generator that it will generate a random 20,000 combination of questions actually that you can you have to choose from either one, and not just that, you have to explain the reason why you chose that. It's just a fun game, like take. So who wants to go first?
Dr. Han,
Okay,
I've gone
okay.
through this before, so you
Oh,
first.
okay.
Okay. So there is, let's just start with Dr. Han. I'll just read out the question. So, would you rather no longer be able to feel astonishment or trust? Oh, this is tough.
Why
I'm
give me such a difficult question?
Well, it's random. It's generated from 20,000 questions, but this is what you get.
Well, astonishment, I guess.
Why is that
Think
so?
I'll, yeah. Oh,
No, take your time
it's
and
very difficult to pick.
yeah, it is. It is tough. I understand.
Yeah,
But well,
astonishment.
it's definitely tough you if you won't be able to feel trust anymore, right?
Yeah,
Right?
definitely. Yeah. So, if I cannot feel astonishment, that will be a little bit less fun in life. But if you can't feel trust, difficultly. Next thing I know is my husband is going to knock my head. What? You don't trust me anymore? No.
Um,
But if you don't have
I think
astonishment,
so.
there are still other better
There's still
emotions
other
like
emotions.
joy, joy, happiness.
Happy. Yeah, yeah. Even sadness
Like that.
is okay. You have other emotions. Mm,
Ups and downs in life, but of course, like we do want
yeah.
to have more joy in life. Yeah.
Yeah. So I can sacrifice that.
All right. So I guess this is the question for Melissa.
Oh my God. Which
So I
have
read
you
it out.
done times in your
Which have
life?
you done more times in your life? Tiptoe like a ballerina or walk like a pirate?
What is walk like a pirate? Do I walk
I
with a
would think
pirate?
pirate is probably like Captain Jack from Pirates of the Caribbean.
You mean like the
Imagine
trunk?
that.
You mean
So it
Captain
means
Jack.
one with heel and one without the heel.
Yeah, and not just with you, but imagine Captain Jack that is very awkward, with the hook
with
in
the
the hand
moving
and the I don't know how to describe like the creepy or the
or
the
drunken?
style. Yeah, probably.
um, Actually, I think tiptoe like a ballerina. I have a cousin sister who is a ballerina, and she used to teach me ballet. So I think
Oh, interesting. One new thing that we learned about you. I didn't know that.
I didn't go to official classes though.
Oh, okay. Oh, interesting. A lawyer that can dance like a ballerina.
No, not like a ballerina. Just tiptoe.
Yeah, will we have the honor to see a short clips of you dancing like a ballerina?
Hmm. Uh, we will.
Oh, right. There are so many people that only during this time they download TikTok and start playing around with
Yeah,
all these short fun videos. Maybe
yeah.
that's
Mm.
something you
To be
can.
honest, I installed it intending to learn about it, intending to learn about it. Yeah, after 2 weeks, I just uninstalled it. I'm like, oh, I forgot I installed this. Never mind. So
Well, at
see,
least you
age
make the
catches up.
effort to to download it and then like try to learn about it. Maybe I
Yeah.
should start. Maybe I should do that
Only
as well.
only because they are saying that TikTok is like the new marketing platform now. So totally for the wrong reason, but yeah.
Oh, why not? Like that would be interesting. A lawyer that
Actually, why not?
I mean,
Yeah.
there are a lot of people who are using TikTok as like a marketing platform right now, which I think is quite interesting. I mean, in the fashion world, of course. But I don't know how for lawyers though. Maybe doctors can, with the previously during I think in the beginning of MCO, you have this card that they hold up and they take pictures. And the card
yeah.
says, help us help us by staying home, or like you stay
Yeah.
home and we'll save you, something like that. You can do that on TikTok, I guess.
Oh,
Yeah.
well,
Yeah, I do see a lot of I do see a lot of videos of doctors singing or doctors dancing with the nurses.
And
oh,
there's this
I,
doctor on YouTube that like watches medical shows like Dr. House, and they talk about how ridiculous it is. I think lawyers do that to like American lawyers. So it'd be
yeah.
interesting to see like Malaysian lawyers doing that as well.
That's probably one of the new skill I say you should adopt. We all should adopt.
Yes.
Though, yeah, I agree. It's pretty tough for my age to try to pick up TikTok, and try to play cute.
it doesn't have to be cute, but I guess the
It's
whole
so weird.
point is to even for times like this, it doesn't have to be all dark and gloomy and sad and
True.
like crying. Like we should still have that. We should say positive vibes.
Yeah.
Or sometimes it's always good to make people laugh, even though that person is sick or stuck with their problems and all these things. Yeah, a little bit of smile can save the day, I guess.
True, true.
Mm.
All right.
No rainbow
So
without rain, right?
yes. All right. So thank you, Melissa. Thank you, Dr. Han. Thank you for
Thank you,
all the
Catherine.
sharing and all the advice and all the new information. So, yep, thank you for listening. And then I guess that's it.
Lisa.
Thank you,
Any
Catherine.
other?
Thank you, Dr. Han.
Thanks.
Bye.
So, all right. Thank you, everyone, for listening. You can find the show notes and links on our website and mypf.my/podcast. Don't forget to subscribe, and I'll see you in the next podcast where we're gonna continue to talk about money in the new normal. Thank you, everyone. See you. Bye. Hasta pronto.